day he took us up to his estate and let us go into the backyard, and he had a shooting range. This is echoes bugging me. He let us go shooting, and he had this thing called a street sweeper, which is, I guess, a 12x12 shotgun. And it was his favorite little toy. He loved just cranking that thing up and loading it, and poof, poof, poof. And he had a gardener. He's an animal lover. Didn't want to let the gardener kill moles in his garden. And they have moles over there. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's just this thing. What is the frequency, Kenneth?
Well, just real quickly before we...
So, anyway, Kubrick was really cool. And, not to cut you off. He could be a bit of a tyrant. The other thing about Kubrick is that we got there in... we got there in August of '85, and it was a beautiful summer, but we didn't really start shooting too much until October. And by then, late October, and the sky got gray, so we'd have to wait for the sun to peek below the cloud deck. So we'd sit around a lot all day waiting for the sun to get below the deck. And at that point, he was like, "We got to shoot right now. Why aren't you in position? Why are you putting up your lines? Stand on your mark, Adam. The shot screwed up because of you." You know, he would get a little tyrannical behind the lens. But otherwise, he was great.
We'll go right here.
I know that Clint Eastwood and Eli Wallach are big heroes of yours. How influential were they in your acting career?
Well, my dad used to take us to what he called shoot-em-ups, and the spaghetti westerns were a big part of that. So Eastwood and Eli Wallach and Jason Robards and guys like that, big heroes of mine in the film industry. So, you know, I really appreciate that's a huge gift. This guy gave me a signature of Eli Wallach, so, you know, that's going to go up on my wall when I get back home. I just thought those guys, they always played the positive. Even though they were villains, they were always, "Oh yeah, I love killing people." That's the way you play a bad guy, like that. I love that. Strother Martin, you know, "Oh yeah." Get his boots, yeah. Versus you in the back, I love those characters. So, you know, that's when Jane came along, I was like, "Oh good, I can eat the furniture with this." I remember in the read-through for the first time we sat with the cast and we were reading through it, I started going, well, let's see, the zero, carry the zero, and all that stuff with Jane, and one of the dialogue. Nathan looked at me and goes, "Are you really going to play it that way?" I said, "Oh, yeah. Watch this." And, you know, and Josh let me play, so. But it was because of those guys. And Eastwood's just Eastwood.
Well, in reference to Jane, you know, obviously I wanted to bring up, there's two episodes that always stand out in my mind as being so great. Obviously, you know, Town Called Jane, which I can only imagine you as an actor on a show like that, having that script come across your table. It just had to be, I mean, were you just eating every page of that and thinking, "Oh my God, this is going to be so much fun to play this episode"?
Yeah, I love the idea of going into the bar with the Mutter's milk. We had a great time at the table there. That was hilarious, you know. Toasting to me, I mean, come on. To me!
And you guys will have to help me, you hardcore Firefly fans, but the episode where you kind of betray the whole ship, your final moment. Episode number 7. Your redemption moment in that was, I think, because I remember watching that and thinking to myself, there's no way Jane can come back from this, and just that, I guess it really speaks to the strengths of Joss that he was able to come up with that fantastic moment that really defines your character on that show. And again, it had to be one of those great script reading moments for you, I would imagine.
Well, I think it was Molina wrote that one. I think Jose Molina wrote that episode, but obviously Joss oversees everything. So, not Joss. He'll get a script. Not saying it was this one, but from others, you know, these guys don't know how to act. You'd think I could sit in my office. But he's a poet, you know. But Molina, yeah, I think that was, and Alan Craker directed it, so we were in very good hands. And that stage that many different angles and variations, and no, honey, I can't talk.
All right, I'll stop texting you.
Can you do that in Texas? I don't know. So listen. Anyway, Ariel was great. But I wasn't betrayed. I was doing the right thing. I was trying to get rid of the risky doctor and his crazy sister.
Yeah.
That girl's crazy.
Right here in front. Yeah, we'll start with you. I saw you first.
How did you feel whenever they kind of put you on, like a trailer stand on Chuck after you had that episode of Firefly, and then like you showed me the big guy and all that? Was that kind of a similar, like, what the deuce kind of a feeling?
What the deuce? Well, fortunately, I had the advantage of knowing where the arc is going. So, when I come across, I was like, am I out of this show? When actors get a script, they go, oh, okay, look at the last page. Okay, not on the last page. That's usually, but that's okay. That's usually Chuck and Sarah closing up their love thing. So that's I'm like, oh, good. I'm in the second to last scene. That's good. And I'm still alive. Good. And then I'll read it later. They throw me the script in the middle of the day. Like, where am I? So I figured I would have some redemption, and it was nice to have Casey have a little blackmail involved and to sort of return his way in. I think if they get rid of me, they'd kill the show. So. That's hubris.
All the way at the back. All the way at the back.
Would you say that's a Jane song?
Has spoken, Adam.
Josh made me promise not to do that in public, especially if there were video cameras around. I'm not going to do it. You can see it. It's on video. I can't do it any better than that. I won't do it just... I don't even remember.
We can sing with you.
Wouldn't be prudent. I'm going to do it. But thank you for asking.
Right here.
Yeah, they totally were saying about the Firefly script. I was just wondering, is there more of you in Jake Pop, or is it John?
Well, in the early going, it's obviously the creators and the writers. They put it down on the page, and then they get to know me, and hopefully I can give some input. Once they get to know who you are on the character, that's why it's such a shame it only went 13 episodes, because the places that all of the characters could have gone are, Has anyone seen this comic book? There's a comic thing out there, I guess, where we all get impaled with a big spike. Do that? Oh, yeah, it's hilarious. Yeah. So we all get our comeuppance, and then we get this big spike through our chest, and James is... his expletive is hork. H-O-R-K, exclamation point. So, we all end up that way, I guess, in the sequel to Serenity. We all get horked. But at the end, yeah, Wash and Book are like, we're really still alive. We're the show now. Super good for you. I forget what the question was.
All the way on the very back wall, right there, and then you're next over here on the side wall. Back wall first.
Have you heard anything about Independence Day 2?
Have you heard anything about Independence Day 2?
I heard that Will Smith is signed on to do 2 sequels, and that's all I've heard.
Actually, I think Will Smith's camp said that's not true.
Oh, that's just a rumor then. I don't know. I just saw that one blurb a couple of days ago, so if it's not true, it's not true.
Would you enjoy returning to that character?
Oh, yeah, Major Mitchell. He'd probably be a colonel by now. Colonel Mitchell. Colonel Casey, Colonel Mitchell. Which one are you? I can't remember who I am.